Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Halftime Podcast. I am Aaron Porter, and I'm here with my man Lamar L.A. Smith. We haven't been in a minute, but we're glad to get back with you guys to talk about a few things. We got a few things on the schedule with the NBA. Had some really big moves, not really trade deadline-wise, but after the trade deadline. You had Golden State, after the injury to KD, adds Matt Barnes to their team, and Cleveland just went for everything, adding Darren Williams and Andrew Bogut to the squad. So we see the KD injury, Lamar. Do you think that'll have an effect on the Warriors' season as it progresses?
I mean, slightly, but when I think about it, it's more so that they have to learn how to be them again.
Yeah.
So now they went from, pace and space, focusing on these three guys. Everyone is going to get theirs. And it was like a hierarchy. It was like Clay, Draymond, and then obviously we all know Steph was the top dog.
Yeah, definitely.
So now, after they got KD, it basically was like, it's kind of like with the LeBron and Miami syndrome. You just had this transcendent talent. So you kind of just say like, wow, we got this new toy. How about we just use him as much as possible? Because that's kind of what Miami did when they first got LeBron. Mm-hmm. And then it took them a minute to realize, okay, even though he is like ridiculously talented, you guys are just as talented. How about you guys play basketball too sometimes?
And you have to coach.
Yeah. So with KD, they ran so many things through him. He opened up the floor so much. A guy 6'11", 7 feet, whatever you want to call it, can handle the ball, get to the rim, rebounds, started playing better defense. I think it's because he's around better players too.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
He's just around a better team. He has to be a better player.
So played better defense, and they just fed off of his energy so much. Mm-hmm. So now it's like you have the same system, but now you have to adapt it back to what it used to be, which is not necessarily hard, but I feel like it's more mental than it is physical.
Yeah, the old system got you 73-9.
Yeah.
So
73-9 and no rings.
And no rings, so forth. You're right. This is interesting because I don't know what, like you said, I want to see them go back to who they were, because I don't think they changed slightly, but you just have that new toy that you want to play with every day. And so they've been playing through him. He's averaging 25, 26 a game still on this stacked of a team. But I don't want to say I'm concerned. I still think they will be the favorites still. I'm not concerned. Now, is Steph going to be Steph again? Is he going to go back to MVP level? Not that he hasn't been, but that last season he had last year was, you won't see too many seasons better than that.
Probably most historic season ever.
Yeah, you won't see too many seasons better than that. So is he going to be that guy again? Can he be that guy again? Because the team is different now. They don't have the bench they used to have. Strength in numbers is not necessarily the motto
slogan
of the team this year. So can you even revert back to those old ways? Because you don't have the guys to do it.
Yeah,
you don't got a Most anymore, who was a big defender off the bench. You don't have Bogut anymore, who fit your system perfectly. You don't have you have KD, so
Harrison Barnes.
You have
Harrison Barnes actually knows how to get buckets now, apparently, in the Dallas Mavericks uniform.
Had a really bad 3-game stretch.
Yeah, really
bad 3-game stretch. But so I want to see if they can actually get back to that. I think they can. I think Steph is like, okay, I'm back. I can be myself for a while. And then when KD comes back, I think it's right before the playoffs or during around that time, can they figure him back into the equation and still be that team? Because lately Steph has been more of
passive. I wouldn't say passive.
I think he's been playing
his spots.
He's been picking his spots. But lately I feel like he's been a tad bit more alpha dog in his play. His demeanor's not really there. But in his play, he's been a little slump lately. But I just feel like over these past few months he's been trying to play like himself again. And I think as great as KD is, he's the engine that makes them run. Without Steph, I don't care. Without Steph, you need him. So the injury to him is interesting because I feel like it kind of gives Steph his platform to do what he did last year, but he doesn't have the pieces he had last year. So it's interesting to see. I don't know. But I think what Cleveland did was very strategic. You got your playmaker. LeBron's been not crying. He's been asking for a playmaker, and he finally got one. Now he's a playmaker past his prime. He's a playmaker that's been hurt, and he's a playmaker that ain't been the same guy in a long time.
He hasn't been the same guy in like half a decade.
Yeah, he ain't been the same guy in a long time. So do you think Darren can be that 10 to 15 minute guy that could alleviate the pressure. Because when Kyrie goes out and LeBron goes out, that
team is awful.
Is not a good basketball team.
It's awful.
So I don't know if a Darren Williams-led backup second-string unit can it get you the championship again? How do you think? I don't know. I don't really see it.
I mean, the way I think about it is with Darren Williams, it's so funny because it is Darren Williams. The name Darren Williams, let alone, reminds me of some great memories of some conversations I had with folks that don't know as much as I do about basketball. But
at one point,
when he was in Utah, his first couple years, when I was like in the 6th or 7th grade, this one guy, big Utah Jazz fan, he used to repeatedly tell me, "Oh yeah, Darren Williams is better than Chris Paul." Blah 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 blah. This and that. I was like, he's not as better than Chris Paul.
I was like,
he's in conversation, but he ain't messing with CP3. A lot of the things that I pointed out about Darren Williams came to fruition. Darren Williams was out of shape a lot of his career. Even when he was in his prime.
Illinois, he was a pudgy kid.
Even in his prime, he like that. He was just, like you say, he's pudgy. Yeah. Like he didn't turn that into like solid weight, like to like muscle. He had bad ankles.
Yeah, injury prone.
Bad ankles. A lot of cortisone shots to them ankles, and then also his jump shot was very streaky. Like at first, I would say at one point you could make an argument that he had a better jump shot than Chris Paul. But see, the difference in their games was when Chris Paul got torn his ACL that year that Darren Collison was a rookie, and Darren Collison played as a starting point guard the rest of that time. When Chris Paul came back, I don't know where he bought that jump shot from, but someone else needs to get that same type of deal because his jump shot was impeccable, mid-range assassin. You talking about that next year when they played LA in the first round? I'm talking about switch, barbecue chicken. Andrew Bynum on the switch. Pull up in your face. Gasol, pull up in your face. You talking about 6 foot guy, 6 foot even, pulling up over 7-footers like it's nothing. Drain every time. Drain every time.
If he wasn't the best point guard, he was at least top 2 or 3 in his time. But that's long. Like you said, it was long
6-7
years ago. We can probably before that.
Even his last couple years in the Nets, he was pretty washed up.
Yeah, just not the same guy.
Like it came to the point that Joe Johnson, who was an old head, was probably the best player on that team for all the time that Joe Johnson was there, really.
So what do you think he can bring to Cleveland?
I think that he doesn't need to be Darren Williams that played with Carlos Boozer. No. Or even Darren Williams that, got his coach fired. But he just needs to be like Darren Williams, like first or second year with the Nets. Like
that's asking a whole lot.
Like I'm not talking about for the whole game. I'm talking about in spurts because that's what he's going to play. Spurts.
That's still asking. He's not that guy.
Well, all right.
I think the
name. I'm gonna bring it back down some.
Okay.
Let him be Darren Williams from the 2012 Olympics.
Oh, that's fine.
Because you knew
that was fine.
You knew he was like coming back to earth.
Okay.
But he still was a really good player. So I just need him to run offense, score when he gets a shot, and make his teammates better. Because one of the biggest things about Darren Williams wasn't the fact that he was as great of a scorer as Chris Paul, because he never was.
No.
But Darren Williams could put that ball on a string.
Yeah.
Darren Williams was dropping dimes. So if he don't actually necessarily have to get 5-6 assists off the bench every night, but if he could get those hockey assists where, it leads to Kyrie getting a better look, LeBron getting a better look, Iman Shumpert actually getting decent shots, Derek Williams getting better shots, it will alleviate a lot of playmaking pressure over Kyrie and the de facto backup point guard, LeBron James.
I think his name alone, but I think it's his name only. You have to respect him.
Yeah.
His game-wise, I don't think you got to do too much. But
he got 2 gold medals.
Melo has 3. That's okay. Gold medals, yeah. I give you that.
You make it sound like he a scrub.
I'm not saying he's a scrub, he's just not who he used to be. Like, nowhere near
true.
that guy.
I agree.
So,
100.
I don't know if because adding Bogut to me, and somebody was talking about this, I don't know who it was. They were like, adding Bogut makes that makes a lot of sense to bring him to the team because he's 7 foot, but Golden State, like adding more depth inside, doesn't affect their offense because they're a shooting team. So I think Bogut fit the system he was in Golden State like really well. But do you think adding him to Cleveland doesn't, because he's not an offensive weapon. And defensively good, but never great. So what does he bring to Cleveland? He's another 7-footer. You can never have too many 7-footers.
Well, Bogut?
Yeah, he's another 7-footer. So I see why you bring him, and he has intel on the team. But do you think those two moves have put Cleveland anywhere?
You made it sound like Bogut was a Russian spy.
I'm just saying he has intel. He has.
Oh, hey, I heard they like to use the elevator door play. I think the whole league knows that they like to run that play.
He was a guy that was there. But so do you think those two moves make Cleveland a favorite?
Golden State had Anderson Varejao and they still lost. So
what do those two moves do to you, in your opinion?
In my opinion,
does it make them any more?
In my opinion, it makes them a deeper team than Golden State because both of them had very suspect depth. But now they're a deeper team, and if Darren Williams, I'm not saying that he has to be great, but if he's half the man he used to be, or half the player he used to be, I don't want to sound like how it was. If he's half the player he used to be, they had just as much talent as Golden State, really, when you think about it, because they're role players. Like, you have to look at it. It's a top-heavy league, but all right, they have 3 All-Stars. They have 4 All-Stars. But after that, and then you look at the next guys. Okay, Andre Iguodala, Finals MVP, used to be an All-Star. Dude can ball. Sean Livingston can ball. Then after that, crickets.
JaVale McGee.
You really want to say JaVale McGee? You talking about the same JaVale McGee that, his team went out there and talked to Turner Sports. Can you please stop talking about JaVale McGee? You're hurting JaVale's feelings.
He's been playing okay.
You're getting too personal.
He's been playing okay this year. But to your point, the league is top heavy. You don't really go. Outside of Golden State, I can't remember. I remember a team that, like, the year they won, that went that deep into their bench, like that deep into the season. Like, they played,
that is true.
Everybody played.
They never shortened their
David
bench.
Lee was playing in Game 6 of the finals that year of when they won the championship. So
most championship teams go 8 deep around
8, 7. You can really go. 6 is kind of pushing it, but you got your guys.
6 is not even humanly possible.
You go with your guys and you stick with them. So although Cleveland has added depth, are these guys gonna play?
All right. When I look at every team that possibly can win a championship, I look for 8 guys because that's your rotation players. And then you may have 2 or 3 guys that give you, like, can I get a breath moments. So, like, you'll have a couple guys that you throw in there. They won't play 10 minutes that game, but they'll just play 2 or 3 just so LeBron could sip some Gatorade.
Come back in the game.
Talk to his coach and be like, hey, how you doing? How you doing, Teron? You like that play too? Ooh, that was a good. I dunked on Cuz, right? He's like, yeah, you dunked on Cuz. Are they trying to say I didn't dunk on? And then that way he could get ready, get his mind right for the game, like just a mental break. So when I look at the two teams, Golden State's 8 is their obvious 4 All-Stars. Their names should not be spoken. Okay. We have Andre Iguodala, Finals MVP, Sean Livingston. Then the next 2 spots are a little murky. JaVale McGee. I'm gonna put him right there just for sakes. Oh, and then my bad, I forgot about Zaza Pachulia.
You can't forget about Zaza
Pachulia. So that's their 8.
They play Ian Clark.
So you want to go 9 deep now?
I'm just saying they play
Ian Clark, but for the sake of argument, we're gonna talk about 8 guys.
Okay.
So those are 8 guys, and then Ian Clark is interchangeable with Zaza Pachulia because Zaza Pachulia he's a starter that doesn't really start.
Yeah.
He's just on the list. He just plays. We go to Cleveland. I'm not gonna lie. Even though Golden State got their 4 guys, I think they have a better starting 5. You got Kyrie, you got JR, Mister. If it's an open shot, I don't like that shot. You got LeBron James. Okay. You got K-Love, who actually playing like K-Love.
You think Cleveland has a better starting 5?
Yeah, and then you got Tristan Thompson.
So JR's better than Clay.
What? I'm not saying he's better than Clay, but I'm saying if you look at the talent, like top to bottom,
starting 5 wise.
Wow,
that's saying a lot.
I would say that. I'm not saying about a whole lot, but I just like their starting 5 better as far as like what they do.
You just don't like Golden State either, though. That's a whole other problem situation. You don't like Golden State, and that's a very known thing.
Whoa. I'm not about to say all of that. I'm saying that their starting five is better. I'm not saying it's better necessarily talent-wise, but I just think if we had 5 versus 5, I just like how they match up when you look at their 5.
Okay, matchup-wise. Okay,
mainly because Zaza Pachulia, I don't have no faith in him. It's not that he is scrub, but I just don't have no faith in him.
Okay.
And then after that, you look at their bench. All right, we talking about their new bench. Because their old bench, even with Golden State, like makeshift warriors, I would still give it to them.
Okay.
But their new bench, you telling me you got Darren Williams, Iman Shumpert, Andrew Bogut. That is very or Shannon Fry. Actually, we gonna bump Andrew Bogut for sake. So we got Shannon Fry, Iman Shumpert, Darren Williams. That is very interesting. And then even if you go past that, you got Derek Williams, who actually looks like a basketball player. But I think we all look like we can play basketball if LeBron James is passing us the ball.
We're just on a better team.
I mean, that too. But let's be honest. If LeBron is passing you the ball, you just look better. You just look better. Norris Cole shot like 38% from 3 when he's playing with LeBron. Dude shoots like 32% right now.
Okay. You got a point.
Yeah. So anyone that gets the ball from LeBron gets magical powers on that ball or something. I don't know what it is.
Okay.
But yeah. So that's just fact of the matter. And then you have Andrew Bogut. That's a pretty deep team. So if you just want to compare it off of that.
They make it interesting. Because we all kind of thought Golden State might run away with this.
Golden State is still the favorite, but I don't
still think
think
they're the favorite.
Because when you look at it, all right, KD's going to be hurt. Then you have to integrate him back in. And then Kenny Smith said something great the other day on TNT. He said, it's not just that Steph has to do Steph stuff again, even though he's now number 11 all-time three-point makes.
Kobe Bryant.
Even though it's only like, I think, year 7 or year 8, meaning he's on pace to probably break the record in the next 3 or 4 years. Yeah. Which is remarkable considering that he's 2 shots away from number 10, and all the other guys that are ahead of him that are currently playing barely play basketball. Vince Carter, number 7. Paul Pierce.
Jason Terry.
I think Paul Pierce is number 9. I think Jason Terry may be number 3. Yeah, Kyle Korver's number 5. So all these guys barely play basketball.
All these guys have been playing for 10 plus years.
That's what I'm saying.
He's done it in 7.
No, we're not 10 plus, 15.
15 plus years.
So
he's done it in 7.
Yeah,
Kobe played 20 years, and he beat his record in 7 years.
Yeah. Kobe played 20 years just to get to
11.
Yes.
He's done it in 7. That's pretty remarkable.
Yeah.
I'll give him that.
So that's crazy. And Kobe wasn't even a 3-point shooter. So we going to clap it up for Kobe for that.
Kobe, I give you that.
Shout out to the Bean. So when I think about it like that, he still is going to be a crazy shooter, but his shots are going to be a lot tougher now because –
Tougher?
No.
I mean,
all right.
When you take away KD, it's the same team. It's
no.
It's not the same team.
No. Let me explain it. It ain't about the starting 5. Their motto when they've been dominating these last 2 years before this year, strength and numbers. Okay. Think about the way they space the floor, even when Steph is on the floor, when you don't have let's say Clay or Draymond. Maurice spaces the floor. You got Leandro Barbosa, spaces the floor. You got who else spaced the floor?
That's it.
I'm trying to think. Was this something?
That was it.
I feel like I'm missing a guy.
Harrison Barnes
spaces the floor. So those 3 different guys that spaces the floor. You missed them 3, and then KD was your de facto Harrison. So he's gone. So now that floor shrinks up a little bit. So not only is he going to take his tough shots that he's going to make, he has to take tough shots and tougher shots. So all his shots are going to be like, hey, bump,
contested.
bump. But he's still going to hit them.
He still has Clay.
He's still going to hit them at a high clip. But I'm saying, okay, let's say if you're a smart team, good team, we're going to pick our poison.
Okay.
Clay, we put in 3 guys on him. We put in 2 on Steph. Draymond could get some dunks because at the end of the day, 3 is more than 2. So Draymond, he can space the floor. He can shoot. But he don't got clipped like that I'm going to be worried. I'm going to be like, oh, my God, Draymond, he hit a 3.
True.
Let's cry. Like Draymond, he hit another 3. Let's cry. That's what Cleveland did. And did it not win them the championship?
Man, we all have our theories to that.
I mean, theories or not, if we look at the record books, we see Cleveland 2016 NBA champs.
I see what you're saying.
So I'm saying we're really going to see if Steph is as legendary of a shooter as he really is. Because I really think he got clipped.
I think he's legendary.
But when every shot that you're taking is tough, it gets a little bit more interesting.
It is. Okay. You're right. I get what
Because
you're
it's
saying.
not like he's other stars that we saying where he lives at the rim. He could get to the rim whenever you want, but he's not like Dwayne Wade or like Kobe Bryant or like LeBron James or like Kevin Garnett. Like guys that are physically opposing once they get to the paint. Like if you get in their way, you will get dunked on. And your kids, your grandfather, your mama, your brother, your sister, your cousin,
Right.
Uncle Toby gonna tell you that you done messed
What
up.
I would say to that is that I think he has that legendary of a clip to be that guy. I still think they're the favorites.
I do think they're the favorites.
still think-
But I think the deals that they made and the fact that KD is now hurt for a little bit has
see.
made things interesting.
It'll make it, yeah, I will at least say that it has made the West interesting, and it is because we
Now
could
the
be
Spurs
staring-
could hawk them down for the number 1 seed because they lost 2
could.
games in a row.
We could be staring at a 1-8 matchup with Oklahoma City Thunder and Golden State, which would be extremely interesting if we saw it.
They're not gonna.
They're not gonna
They're not
beat
gonna
'em.
slide to the 8.
You know,
They're not gonna slide to the
Oklahoma
8.
City right now.
Oklahoma City is 7.
They're 7?
They're 30, 35, and 26. Number 8 is like 27 and like 35. Something.
500?
Yeah, they're like 7 or 8 games under 500. It's ridiculously sad. So the AC literally is like 6 teams fighting for 8th in the West. Yeah, the West AC is to be determined. It's not. No
But
one cares
his
about
injury
that.
still makes the West interesting because, like you said, the Spurs, legitimate. Like I think they have the best shot to get them out of the West. And then you
Don't
have
forget
to
about
put,
Houston.
You got to put Houston there just because James Harden is playing. So it makes it interesting. But I think
The Clippers, if they finally become different people,
you can keep them right where they are.
I'm just saying that for sake of argument. I don't believe in them, but have we not seen that teams transform into other
but
entities in the
not
playoffs?
Those guys, we've seen
Okay.
those guys give up 3-1 leads.
All right, that's true. But I'm saying you be surprised at what happens in the playoffs.
I hear you, but like I told you last week,
I'm not saying I have faith in them, but I'm saying it would be ignorant to believe a team with that talent couldn't just one day just flip a switch.
They're not those kind of guys.
Because sometimes that happens.
Not those kind of guys. But it's okay. You can put them in there and take argument. I just don't think they're going to do
You
anything.
talk about I don't like Golden State. You obviously the Clippers hater.
No, I want
Because-
Chris Paul to go to New Orleans. That's why I want them to get out as quick as they can so he can go down there and boogie.
I
and
mean,
AD. That's
we-
what I want him to do.
I
So
mean, I
lose
want
as quick as you can.
I want that too, but we've established that he may sign a 5-year 204 with
I hope
the Clippers.
he does it.
For whatever reason, I don't know who's his agent, but he may sign it.
I hope he doesn't.
I mean, it's not smart, but it's whatever. Next topic.
Next topic. So, UK, we are what? Number 1 in the SEC. We have outright first.
Yeah, all right first.
Right now.
Not even close.
We beat Florida, came back and won. Beat Vandy on senior night, which was Tuesday.
Shout out to Derek Willis.
Yeah,
He
Derek
proposed to
Willis
his girl.
proposed to his girls getting married.
Keely Potts. Shameless plug.
God bless them.
God bless it.
On
The
their
Willises.
future, the Willises. The SEC tournament starts next week.
Yes.
We should probably win it, but going forward, we kind of touched on this last time. Where do you see us? How do you see us going? Things kind of changed since last time we had our podcast. We did Malik Monk's been playing out of his mind. Like he's been playing great all year, but he's been like extra special these last few games.
Is this on?
It's on.
Can I have what he's drinking?
Yeah, whatever he's
Because whatever
drinking,
he's drinking has been special.
He made some moves against Florida. I was like, that's pro level.
They got
Pro-
special second half juice for that
that's
guy.
pro level stuff.
Because in the first half, it's either he's hot the whole game or he just gets hot for a half.
Something happens
Like
at halftime.
because I don't know if Coach Cal's like, hey, what was that you doing out there? He's like, I don't know. I think I bumped my head on something.
They give him something in the locker room.
I don't know what they giving him.
Man,
I don't know if it's the Gatorade. I don't know if it's his physical trainer. But in the second half,
he's playing like a
like
maniac.
yeah, I was at the Florida game. I worked that game, and when I was looking at the second half, he dropped. What was it? 20? Yeah, was it 20? I think it was 20 in the second half.
Mm-hmm.
So he drops 20 in the second half, right? After like I would say at like his 8th point, he had like 3 or 4 shots in a row. I was like, I feel bad for them.
Yeah.
Because it was a wrap.
He's on.
It was a wrap.
He's on.
It was a wrap.
So, I want to say 2013 year. We get hot late.
No, 2014.
2014 year.
2013, we didn't make the
Yeah,
tournament.
2014 year, Julius Randle, Harrison Twins, all those guys.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
get hot late, make a run to the championship.
Yeah.
Malik can he carry us? Can he get? Because I almost want to say, as long as he's hot, we almost gonna be okay. And I wasn't saying that 2 weeks ago. I was like, nah, Sweet 16 maybe. But if he stays this hot for the next few weeks, because he just need him for the next few weeks.
I feel you, but I'm telling you, you have to be careful because in the same breath, right? Malik Monk, I would compare his streakiness to that of Buddy Hield, even though he doesn't have the same range, or like Jamal Murray, which is a better comparison because he went to UK last year. Mm-hmm. It's not about him. It's about the guys around him.
That's true.
Because I forgot his name, but yeah, I forgot his name. 6'9" wing from Indiana last year. Put Jamal in check. Mm-hmm. And Tyler, he went off. Yogi Ferrell was barbecue chicken for most of that game. But if those are only two guys that's doing something, where everyone else at? So the reason why 2014 got hot, because, all right, the one guy on the wing that was dominating everybody, James Young. James Young was possessed. I don't know what he was drinking, but he was possessed.
You don't get anywhere far. Anywhere
he was possessed. But not only was he was possessed, Julius Randle, double-double every game. Dakari Johnson, he was playing basketball. And then
Aaron hit every big shot you could have.
Aaron, I don't know. Jesus was putting basketballs and hoops for Aaron Harrison.
Even though Malik has been this hot, you still don't see us going deep into the tournament.
I think it's possible, but is De'Aaron going to be healthy? True. Is Bam going to play like a man-child? Because Bam has to be that Julius Randle. That way, Malik can be that James Young or Jamal Murray because those guys can get hot, but you have to have some type of inside presence or some type of supporting pieces. That way, they just won't be carrying all the load. Because that's a lot to ask one guy, okay, he got to make this shot, and this shot, this shot, this shot, this shot, just for us to win. Because in the tournament, it's different because we play in a weak conference.
It's different
so
on both ends, though.
We don't face a lot of tournament teams like other conferences, Pac-12 or Big Ten. Usually, even though this is a bad year.
It's a bad year for Big Ten, but the
Big East, Butler, Creighton, or if you look at it, you have what's that team name? Pac-12 with Pac-12 was stacked this year. So when you look at it from that perspective, it's a little concerning sometimes because Joe Lunardi, he came out with a bracketology, and right now we're on the 2 line, and on the 7 line is Creighton, and Creighton is a streaky shooting team
and battle tested
and plays tough teams throughout their conference. Notably, they play Butler twice. They play Villanova twice. So you talking about a team like that scores at a high clip just like us, who has veteran guys on their team, even though they lost their point guard. That is a terrifying matchup.
It is terrifying.
That is your
what
7.
I'm saying is that
at the round of 32.
What I've been seeing him do has been remarkable. And so it almost had me put faith in us to be like, you know what? Let's just run with it. But I do agree with you. I still think Sweet 16 is where I'm limiting us for this year. But the way he's been playing has been remarkable. Malik's playing like I'm trying to be number 1 pick in the NBA draft. I don't know if he'll be number 1 pick in the NBA draft, but he's been playing incredible these last.
I really think they can win the championship, but there's a couple of things. De'Aaron Fox has to get back, no question.
And we can't look like we're 18 because sometimes we look like we're 18.
Yeah, they have to play defense consistently. They can't just play defense for a possession and then try to get in the shootout.
Low post presence.
And Bam
has to be a man.
Barbecue chicken. Everybody has to be barbecue chicken. Yeah. Three guys on you. I don't care. You Dwight Howard's baby brother.
I need you to Shaq, get some inner Shaq in you.
Yeah.
And just dunk on everybody you see.
Like the last 2 games, I'm like, so you do that? Like 22 and 15, then 18 and 15.
Yeah, like, dude.
And in the last game, he had I think either a near double-double or a double-double where he had like 16 and 9. So I was like, hold up. So you've been averaging 7 rebounds all year for what?
Maybe Cal had this all in his plan.
Yeah, part of it also is because he's always in foul trouble.
Yeah.
So apparently either the refs learn, hey, he's just that freakishly big. Like
he can't help it.
If he touches somebody, they may pass out. So just let him play basketball. Or maybe he just said, hey, if he's like going down the lane and I'm on the baseline, how about I just let him get that layup? Because I don't need to get a silly foul when my team needs me to be in the paint.
I think if, like, the way they've been projecting, which I have seen Bam play better has been great. Malik playing the way he is interesting. They make it a tad bit more interesting. I still don't know how far he would go, but they do make it a tad bit interesting. I would like to see us go far. I would like to see if De'Aaron can come back healthy and just get hot. Because that's all. The tournament is all about who gets hot at the right time. Yeah, it's not. I mean, we've seen 1 and 2 seeds fall early. We were an 8 or 9 seed the year we went to the championship.
8 seed.
We were 8 seed year we went to the championship. UConn was a 9 seed.
Yeah.
So we've seen it happen before. Michigan State was a 2 seed last year.
Butler was a 12 one year.
And they went to back national championships.
And they were 8 seed and then 12 seed.
And Michigan State was a 2 seed last year, and they lost in the first round
to Middle Tennessee.
So it's all about who you match it with and your streakiness. If we could get hot, I would love to see. I don't know if it can really happen.
Another thing is the people that make up the brackets, they stay choosing. Mm-hmm. Last year, I don't know who thought it was a good idea, but why in the world were we playing Indiana in the second round?
Second round of the tournament.
When considering both of us won our conference championships.
And we don't play each other anymore in the regular season.
So they did that on purpose.
Yeah.
Then when you look at it, when you talk about our Cinderella run a couple years ago,
why
in the world was Wichita State in the same bracket as Kentucky, Louisville, Michigan, and if they get in the Final Four, they got to face Wisconsin?
They were in a gauntlet of a sketch.
Like, did they want them to win any games?
So it depends on where they put us in the bracket.
Like, they really didn't want them to win a game in that tournament.
It depends where they put us.
They was like, hey, if you're really good, let's see you beat all them.
Yeah, because that was a gauntlet they ran through.
Because I've never seen no one that had the outright number 1 overall seed been disrespected like that.
Yeah, they had a gauntlet. Because you had Kentucky, you had Louisville was like a top. They were a top seed.
I'm not saying they should have easy schedules, but not only were they in a bad region, as far as like geographically, they literally had way harder schedule than anyone.
You had the defending national champion in Louisville.
Yeah.
And Michigan, who played
in
each other the year before.
Yeah.
And you put them in the same bracket of those two teams. Yeah, they had a gauntlet, so it depends on where they put us. I can't wait because this is the best time of year.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see what's going to happen.
So last question before we move on. What seed do you think we need in order to make a deep run?
Oh, man.
I believe we cannot fall lower than the 2 line.
I was going to say,
because the 3-14 matchup and the 4-13 matchup is very taboo.
It's always scary.
And then when you look at it past that, if you face somebody that's either a 6 or you face 11, that could be taboo too.
Okay, so
because a 6, I mean a 7 can be that too, but really in a 6, that could be a team that really has a lot of potential, and they didn't find it during the season.
I would say the lowest we can drop is 3. Anything and top 2 is where you want to be safe. 3, 4, anything lower than 4, and 4 and lower. You don't want to be. That's
4-13 is a bad matchup too.
That's a bad.
Very bad matchup.
That's a bad one. All right, so our last topic today, we have Adrian Peterson was released from the Minnesota Vikings, your team, the Minnesota Vikings, and now there's rumors of the Dallas Cowboys, the Green Bay Packers. I personally wouldn't mind seeing him in a Dallas Cowboy uniform because I don't want to see him in a Green Bay Packers uniform. So what do you think about the release? And where do you think he's going to go? Is he trying to win the chip? Is he going to go somewhere and maybe try to stack a team? Or what do you see him doing?
I mean, first of all, I want to have a short disclaimer to all my purple people eaters out there. I mean, obviously the Vikings do love their fans, but I understand the decision, but I don't think it was the right decision. I mean, okay, he has an 18 cap hit. I mean, I don't know all the details, but if you couldn't negotiate anything, yeah, you had to release him before March 3rd. Mm-hmm. Makes perfect sense. You cannot take that cap hit, especially with the O-line problems we have. We have a bunch of
and his health.
We have a bunch of Make-A-Wish Foundation kids as our offensive linemen. Uh-huh. No disrespect to Make-A-Wish, but we really have like some very we have some awful offensive linemen. Uh-huh. Some of the worst guys I've ever seen. Like, they have guys that you never even heard of shedding blocks on them like it's nothing. So that is a need, and we need that money to get some help in that instance, make some type of trades, some type of moves. But you have a once-in-a-generation running back. Yes, he's had some health problems. But at the same time, he is Wolverine. He still has over 11,000 rushing yards, considering that he literally has been taken off the face of football for two of his last 3 years. He was literally taken from football.
So you said they should have kept him?
I'm saying if they could renegotiate a contract, because that was way too big of a cap hit for them to take. I don't know if they did. Knowing the Minnesota Vikings, they probably lagged a little bit on that, but there's no way. Now, as far as him on his personal front, because I'm sad about that, because now we already needed a running back, but now we can't we can't Brett Favre a running back, be like, hey, just stay right here. We know you got game and all, but like you gonna split carries with this guy who we know is a dog until you can be the dog. Mm-hmm. You can't even do that. You just gotta throw somebody in the fire. Hope that Ezekiel Elliott had a baby and was like, hey, just run through the trenches.
The running back class is coming out. It's pretty good.
It's really good, but who's gonna protect him? We might as well be on the offensive line. Like, it's really sad. It's really, really sad. But as far as places, don't go to the Cowboys. They already have Ezekiel Elliott. I know their offensive line nice and all, and you love Dallas, but that's disrespectful. Not only because I'm from D.C. and I take that a little bit personal.
That's 99% of the problem.
But that's disrespectful to all guys that love football, because just because they had that one Cinderella year last year, cough, cough.
Okay.
They've been a team known for mediocrity for the better part of 20 years. So do you really want to be with a second-rate organization? I mean, I'm not saying like the Minnesota Vikings are all that in a bag of chips. He
better not go to Green Bay. I don't think he's going to do that. I don't think he would go to Green Bay.
I mean, he could pull a Brett Favre if he want. Yeah, it wouldn't be right.
He's not going to do it.
He would get booed worse than Brett.
That's not going to happen twice with these two teams.
No.
So I don't think he's going to do that.
All right, some teams that he talked about going to. Tampa Bay, I think, is a good look. I think Jameis Winston is a better quarterback when he has someone to hand the ball off to. I think he's like Donovan McNabb plus. So, like,
saying a lot.
Donovan McNabb was a good quarterback, but sometimes Andy Reid had him throw the ball a little too much instead of handing the ball off to Brian Westbrook. And when he finally got Brian Westbrook humming, that's when they were at their best. You know, had Brian Westbrook, had Terrell Owens, et cetera, really good. When Donovan McNabb had either a suspect running game or had suspect receivers, he was good, but he just never was that guy.
I think it depends on how long he wants to play.
Yeah.
His longevity.
Yeah.
Tampa Bay would be a project. So do you really?
I don't know.
Not Super Bowl. They're not going to Super Bowl next year.
So the way I think about it, Tampa Bay, their line legit. They got a legit offensive line.
But
their defense for the last 6-7 weeks of the season was top 5. They got some ballers. They got Levante David. He's a freak. They got Quan Alexander, freak. So you telling me that those ballers wouldn't make a difference? Then you got Safety Hill, Mark Barron, like they stack.
So outside of Tampa Bay, who else do you got?
Giants, I think I understand his ideology with the passing game, Super Bowl caliber quarterback, but their offensive line booty too. They got an awful offensive line.
Who else were you thinking about?
And what I was thinking about was someone passed this idea to me. I was like, that sound like a great idea. Oakland. You telling me
now
you got Donald Penn?
Very interesting.
Like they got a nice offensive line, but really there are two tackles in their center, highest paid guys on the offensive line, all Pro Bowl caliber. Donald Penn easily the best at his position. He allowed 1 sack all year. Unfortunately, David Carr got hurt, but he allowed 1 sack all year. So he telling me, Derek Carr comes back. You got Michael Crabtree. You got Krabby Patty on one side. You got Amari Cooper, Alabama Fed on the other side.
I didn't even think about that.
You got Seth Roberts in the slot as far as your tight ends, and then you got Michael Rivera. So
I didn't think about
right
that.
there, you got offense.
And they were 13-3 before Carr went down, or they 12-4?
They 12-4 because they was 12-3 before Carr went down.
Yeah,
but
I did not.
So
think
you got that type of offense, that type of offensive line. The defense obviously has to play better because he said he wants to play a good defense, but they one of them bad defenses. You like, how are you bad?
Yeah.
You got Khalil Mack, You got Reggie Nelson, Pro Bowler. Like your front seven is pretty legit.
They're one of those defenses that statistically they may be bad, but
they make enough plays.
They make like I could trust a Raiders defense.
So really, if you just get better DBs, which you can get, that is a legit defense.
I never thought about Oakland.
If you get better corners, that's a good defense.
Never thought about Oakland.
Their front seven is legit. You have the defensive player of the year. You got Reggie Nelson back there playing safety, who led the league in picks. You got a franchise quarterback, which we didn't have in Minnesota. You got a better offensive line, which we didn't have in Minnesota.
You got a better culture.
You got culture right now. You're going forward.
Let me say like that.
You got 2 receivers that could be arguably number ones on half the league.
That's scary. And
that we didn't really have in Minnesota. We had Stephon Diggs, but he was still young.
And you add AP to that? That's
add
scary.
AP to that.
I didn't even think about
that. That's a title.
Yeah.
That's a title.
You giving New England a whole run for their money.
That's a title.
Unless he goes to the Patriots, then.
If he goes,
cheating.
That is really cheating. Because their offensive line will become the greatest offensive line of all time just for Adrian Peterson to get touchdowns.
I never thought about Oakland. Whoever brought that up was really smart with that one. I never thought about that.
Because they think Latavius Murray is going to leave because he's a free agent this year.
If he goes to Oakland, that's a scary. Oakland was really good last year. You put an AP on that team
with experience, being in the playoffs.
As long as he can stay healthy, and that's why I think. The only reason I was knocking Tampa Bay is because I don't know how long would that take to get to.
Oh yeah, because he need it now.
He needs it now.
Yeah, next year.
Super Bowl solidify. I mean, he's already, I would say, a top 10 already running back. If he gets some rings behind his name, that's totally different category. You hitting that legendary status. So I could see.
I still think he top 5. But.
I mean, I could see in Oakland. Oakland to me could have really gave New England a run for their money.
Yeah, if Derek Carr literally was playing.
So you add AP to that,
and I just need a rematch.
Yeah,
that Tuck rule was so bunk.
That's
so
bunk. Interesting thing. One more thing before we go. One last topic. I'm gonna run back to the NBA. I just thought about it. Magic is with the Los Angeles Lakers now. How do you feel about it, real quick?
How
do you think Magic could do? I got Rob Pelinka. Shout out to the Michigan man, Rob Pelinka, played on the Fab Five. Teams that went to back.
Really?
Yes, Rob Pelinka was on that team.
That's a good fun fact.
That's why his name sounds so familiar.
Yeah.
But how do you feel, real quick before we got here, how do you feel about Magic going to LA? Anything that's going to happen?
I got 4 words for you. Oh, no, I got 5.
Okay.
I got 5 words for you. He did it for the culture. He did it for the culture. That's why he did it. Oh, no, that was 6 words. That's 6 words. He did it for the culture. Yeah. Culture.
Yeah, that's 6. He can
culture.
Count. He can count. I love the move. You know, I'm a big Laker fan.
Yeah.
As soon as we had the move, let me tell you where there's a difference in everything. As soon as he made the move, the Paul George talks became something real. And that's only big to Lakers fans because before that, no one was even thinking about coming towards LA. So the fact that we had Paul George talks that just popped up out of nowhere was something I feel like Magic brings his celebrity status, his knowledge of the game. You bring in Rob Pelinka, who's Kobe's manager. Again, shout out to that Michigan man, Rob Pelinka. That's always a good thing.
Shameless plug.
I think Magic's going to get LA back on top. Championship next year, pushing it. 2-3 years from now, I can see them competing for a championship.
They could compete for a championship a couple years. I think you need to do you got to do it the Laker way. You got to get a big free agent or two. Got to get a big free agent or two, or with whether it's being a trade, and then somebody got to come up.
Here's what I say:
whether it be D'Angelo Russell, Julius Randle, somebody on that team already got to come up.
It's coming to LA.
Oh, I agree.
PG's going to be in a Laker. I would say next season.
Oh, Pace is dead in the water.
Yeah, Pace ain't going nowhere.
Dead in the water.
PG's going to LA.
Yeah.
Can they get someone else to come to LA with them?
Yeah.
Russell, he's an LA kid.
He's still under contract, so that may be a minute if he does decide to do that.
Could be calling soon though. We shall see. It could happen, but PG to LA is definitely a thing. I feel like
I definitely think
100%.
I think that's set in stone.
He knows.
I definitely set in stone. Pacers ain't going nowhere.
So when LA's good, NBA's just good. You gotta have an LA team. You gotta have them doing good again. So that's gonna be
not the Clippers.
Not for the Clippers. Not the Clippers. But that's gonna be good for the league. So that's all we have for today, you guys. Check us out. In a week or two, we'll be back on here with the Halftime Podcast. This is Aaron and Lamar, and we out.